What's up, AuthorTube? Sandy Golston back here. And November the 1st means National Novel Writing Month. And National Novel Writing Month also means I'm about to embark on a new challenge. And so, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do some writing sprints here to kind of get things going and kick things off with NaNoWriMo. And so, as part of that, I have to confess, I did get an early start last night at midnight. So I did wait as long as I really pretty much could before jumping into it because I was just actually really excited and I had a pretty good idea how I wanted to start the story. So I just wanted to jump right into it. And that's exactly what I did. So I think it turned out pretty well. The first, it's probably like two or three paragraphs that I just jumped into it. So not quite 200 words. So off to a good start so far with NaNoWriMo. I'm going to see what I can get done here in about 20 minutes. Then I'm going to take a break and then maybe jump into it for another 20-minute writing sprint after that. So, without further ado, I am going to go ahead and get started with the handy dandy timer right here, right now. Boom. Okay, that was the first 20-minute writing sprint here. And let's go ahead and tally up the word count here and see what I was able to put in here. All right, let's do that. Bear with me here as I try to make this make sense. Word count is, I just cranked out 720 words during that 20-minute sprint. So 720 words for me. It's interesting because I have never really done writing sprints like this. So it's kind of interesting that I was now timing how many words I actually did, because I don't usually think about it in that kind of context. So it's kind of interesting. So 20 words I was able to get in that 20-minute sprint. So I'm getting the story started, and I mentioned that I started last night late, and I really focused late last night on the first couple sentences. I'd actually been watching some videos of the first couple sentences and some great examples from some classic novels about the first couple sentences and how you can make those work. So I was feeling pretty good about that. So, but I really wanted to jump in it so fast last night because I had an idea of how I wanted to start it. And I felt like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get it started. After looking at those videos to get an idea. I don't know, wouldn't call it necessarily tips, but just an idea of how it was going to get started. And so NaNoWriMo 2020, National Novel Writing Month, feeling pretty good about that. So this story is really interesting because the challenge that I'm having right now is to try to, I have two main characters in the story, and they're sisters, estranged sisters. And so I'm working on trying to tell the stories from dueling perspectives without having dueling chapters. Now, why I'm resisting that, I really have no idea. But for some reason, I feel the need to resist doing the alternate chapters thing, even though I feel like that's become increasingly popular in terms of what a lot of authors are doing nowadays. It seems to be almost trendy that people are using the alternate chapters to tell the stories from different perspectives. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. It's not necessarily a right or wrong thing, but it's just maybe a preference thing. And maybe I need to start breaking some old habits here as I move along in my growth as a writer. So appreciate that. Ace's English, 720. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think, I think the last night I wrote probably about the same amount. At probably pushing up on about 1,600 words. So off to a really good start right now. And then again, the goal is going to be 50,000 words here by the end of November. So for me, typically, I'll say this before I take a little bit of break and then come back. But for me, typically, I am able to write, 50,000 words in a month. That might mean some days I'll write like 5,000, 10,000 words with multiple writing sprints. And then other days I might not write much of anything. I might just write a few hundred words. But, the goal is going to be every day to get some time at the computer. And for me, that can be like in the afternoon here before I jump into some NFL football, which is coming up here. So I'm going to do another sprint and then take a break and get ready to watch some NFL football, which is one of the things that I really like to do on a Sunday afternoon this time of the year. So I'm going to look forward to jumping into that. Got the laundry done, a lot of work done around the house. Made my breakfast casserole last night and ate it this morning. So I was pretty happy about that. Now I need to clean it up and get that put away. So I'm going to take a little bit of a bathroom break here, and I will bounce back here and get in another 20-minute writing sprint to try to get this thing going. So be back here in a little bit. All right. Little technical difficulties right there. But now I'm getting ready to jump back into writing sprint number 2 for session 1. So maybe call it writing sprint B for writing sprint overall number 1. So let's go ahead and tap that timer real quick. And we are underway. I have to admit, one of the things that I sometimes screw up, and I try to tell myself not to do this, is I sometimes find myself going back and editing when I'm supposed to really just be in a hardcore sprint. So let's see if I can do better with that as time goes on writing this particular story. Hey, Margaret. Good to see you. Looks like you got an early start as well. Um, I'm just messing around with this writing sprint to see how it goes. I'm making pretty good progress right now. And, NaNoWriMo, man, just so excited right now. All right. So that was writing sprint number 2. And for this writing sprint, I got in 860 words. So 860 words for that 20-minute writing sprint. So in total, 2 writing sprints, um, 860 for that one, to go with 720 for the previous writing sprint. So that was pretty good. I got in a nice groove there with the second writing sprint. So I was really, really happy about that. I thought it would be, um, I knew it would be a little bit better because I really went into a lot of detail outlining this, probably the most detail I've ever put in outlining a book. So in that sense, I don't expect to stumble very often in terms of writing. So I'm feeling really confident about that I'll be able to get in a good groove. So yeah, so off to a really, really good start here. So the 860 plus the 720, so pushing up on about 1,600 words to get started with these 2 sprints. And then, of course, I had the work that I did writing last night after the stroke of midnight. So I got in some writing then. Like I said, I just couldn't resist jumping in and getting going with the very beginning after watching all those videos about how to write a great first line in a book. And I watched, I think, at least 2 videos about how important the first line is and making sure you have a good first line to get off to a good start. So definitely was very excited about that. So great to have at times a couple of people in here with me for the writing sprint. So excited about that. This is definitely going to be one of the longest videos I've ever done. It's pushing up on an hour or so, but that's what happens when you have a couple of 20-minute writing sprints to go with an intro on the beginning, a little time in the middle, and then a little time here on the back end. So yeah, lots of fun. I'm sure I'll pull the laptop out while I'm watching football, and I'll probably end up doing some more writing to keep this thing going. So I'm feeling really good about this particular story. It's just really a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to write this story. It has a lot of depth to it. It's not just a kind of a quick novella type of a story. There's going to be a lot of depth to it with 2 main characters, estranged sisters, and an awkward first meeting for them to get the party started in terms of them discovering each other and then building a relationship from there. And there's just some incredible complicating factors in this that just is going to make for an interesting story of discovery for them as they start to put the pieces of the puzzle together for how they got to where they are right now. So I'm excited about that. It's been a lot of fun to get going with this. And you look at it right now. Let me just go ahead and do a quick total word count here, start to finish. So I'm about probably 3/4 of the way through the first chapter right now. So so all total here, we are at about, roughly about 70, looks like 17, a little over 1,700 words. So off to a good start. And that's where it is. And excited to go out while I'm watching football. In addition to doing some writing, I'm going to be watching what some other NaNoWriMo author tubers are going to be working on today, because I know it's going to be it's a really exciting day for a lot of author tubers to jump into it and get this party started with their NaNoWriMo goals. And so I'm off to a good start. I'm figuring by the end of the day, I'm going to probably be pushing pretty close to 2,500 words, if not maybe even pushing up toward 3,000. So I'm going to be off to a pretty good start here with NaNoWriMo. So I'm excited. I'm glad the beginning of NaNoWriMo fell on a Saturday. I think that was our Saturday night into Sunday morning. So that it was on a weekend to get started was really, really, really good for me, really advantageous. So excited about that. And about time to go watch some football right now. Get something to drink here, and maybe get a little bit of lunch in the belly here, as we're about a little under 20 minutes away from kickoff for the first set of football games here on Sunday, NFL. Excited about that. So, all right. So that's where it's at. And I'll be back. And who knows? I might do another live sprint later today. So we'll see how it goes. Just trying to learn this StreamYard technology, trying to get that going. Thanks, Margaret, for help introducing me, so to speak, with StreamYard. I heard of it, of course, but never used it. So I'm excited about getting started with that. So check it out. Check out my YouTube channel. You can see it right there, the name right there, Sandy Golston BookTube. So check it out right there on YouTube. Lots of mostly BookTube, but a lot of AuthorTube content on there as well. And I'm hoping to increase the AuthorTube content on this channel in the who knows, years to come. So anyway, that's it. Going to wrap it up. Peace. Join me later. And again, go and check out the YouTube channel. And that's it for now. So pretty productive morning so far, and early afternoon with a couple of really solid and productive writing sprints.